Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your old pal Mark Cappis here. I recently put together an unboxing video for Snake Mountain. There it is right there. Isn't that awesome? But when I was putting that video together, I was going through my hard drive and I discovered I still had a bunch of raw footage for an unboxing video for Point Dread and the Talon Fighter, which I picked up about a year ago. So I figured I'd finally go back and put together that video. I'm trying to figure out why it took so long for me to put together this video for Point Dread and the Talon Fighter, and I'm guessing it's because I was gonna film an intro like this and I just kind of forgot and never got around to it. But see, Point Dread and the Talon Fighter is very, very special to me when it comes to my Masters of the Universe collection. When I was just a little 6-year-old way back in 1980 something, Point Dread and the Talon Fighter was the very first thing I got in my Masters of the Universe collection. I'll never forget being 6 years old, opening it up on Christmas morning. I got Point Dread and the Talon Fighter, Skeletor, and Faker. That's where it all began with me in Masters of the Universe. I distinctly remember I was 6 years old because I was in the first grade. One of the assignments we were doing in grade 1 was we were doing a lot of journaling. We would write in our journals, and then Mrs. Maddock, my grade 1 teacher, would grade it. And I remember Mrs. Maddock very distinctly asking me, "What the hell is a Talon Fighter?" What can I say? When I was a kid back in 1983 and I got that Point Dread and the Talon Fighter, it's what I was all about. So I knew I had to get this when they announced it because, as I said, for me, it's where it all began. So let's go back in time 1 year now to when I got my Point Dread and the Talon Fighter and decided to make this unboxing video. All right, we're out here at the kitchen table for a little more room. Let's open up this box. Right away, I can tell it's a lot different because I distinctly remember the original box was almost a perfect cube. So this is much more wider, not cubic at all. Let's crack her open and see what we got here. Oops. I gotta get my knife. I didn't get all the tape off. Okay, there we are. Perfect. Okay. Whoop. There's the instructions. There's the perch for the top of Point Dread. The satellite dish that goes on top. The landing gear. Top gun. Wings, handle. The bottom part, the Point Dread. The top part, the Point Dread. And the Talon Fighter itself. Close up the canopy. I'm being too gentle, I don't want to snap it, but there we are. Oh man, that looks beautiful. All right. Let's clear things out, start putting it together. The instructions. All right. Pretty easy to assemble. First, we got to put the feet in. Perfect. the other feet. Excellent. There we are. And the wings. How do we do this? Just snaps in, it says. Perfect. Yep, that's a window there. I remember the canopy was open in the original. Perfect. There we go. Haha. You know what I was reaching for? Because I remember the original. So this is one of the interchangeable parts because, as we all know, with this new lineup of Masters of the Universe toys, everything's about the interchangeable part. What I was reaching for to grab it was the handle, which is detachable. The original toys, you had that handle so you could hold it like this and fly it around all nice and easy. I love that. And of course, we've got the top part here. Where are we? So the original toy, we had the satellite dish on top, the Navibeam, there we are. But because we're all about the interchangeable parts here, we can pop that off and we can put on the new part, this extra gun, put that on, and now we have the heavy armored variant. Check that out. Beautiful. So we're going to set you down for a landing there. And here we are, the bottom part, Point Dread. Look at that. Awesome. The top part, yeah, there we are. Snaps on just like that. It'd be so much easier if I wasn't trying to keep everything in frame. Come on. There we go. Haha. Excellent. There we are. There we are. Point Dread. Little Tower of Evil or Good. We put the perch on top like so. And there's our Point Dread landing pad. There we are. Haha. Point Dread and the Talon Fighter back once again in my collection. This is awesome. So because I was a dumb kid who wasn't very nice with his toys, by the time I got Castle Grayskull for my 8th birthday, I had since lost Point Dread. All I could ever find again was the perch, which had somehow wound up in the Lego bucket. So because I didn't have Point Dread by the time I got Castle Grayskull, I could never do this. The top half of Point Dread perfectly affixes to this parapet on Castle Grayskull. And now you have a Talon Fighter landing pad on top of Castle Grayskull. If I can get it to snap onto the perch. There we go. Perfect. There we go. What childhood me was never able to do because I wasn't too kind with my toys. And now to fully recreate Christmas 1983, we got to load it up with our figures. Got just enough room inside for 2. Gonna have to get real close, guys. It's a tight fit in the cockpit there. And now we're ready to go. Ha 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 ha. And just like that, I'm 6 years old again. There we are.